Bernardo Silva sees himself far from the Ballon d'Or in today's football. The Portuguese believes he will have better chances if he is on a team that wins the league, the Champions League. Bernardo Silva has been making his way to the top of football and is now seen as one of the most serious candidates to win the Ballon d'Or. The Portuguese values the trophy, although he confirms that he is a team player before an individual one. The Ballon d'Or represents the honor of knowing that you had a good season. You compare yourself to other people, to players who are at a higher level. If you get there, it means you did things well. I think the most important thing is to win collective titles. But obviously, when you see your name on the Ballon d'Or, you are happy, you know you did well, it means that people recognize you for it. Bernardo Silva's chances of winning the Ballon d'Or are reduced, according to himself, who explained why. It's very, very difficult. Maybe one day, if I'm on a team that wins the league, the Champions League, and everything else, maybe it will happen. But I don't believe in that. In today's football, the players who win are the ones who score goals, who are decisive, he said. His best personal placement was in 2019, with the 9th place. Bernardo Silva does not hide his pride. It was a source of pride. It was the year I won 4 titles for Man City and the Nations League for Portugal. It was the best season of my career, and I was happy for the recognition of finishing 9th. Is it an honor to be among the 30 nominees? Of course, because you're there with the Messis, the Cristiano Ronaldos, the players who are at the top of football history. Being on that side obviously represents a source of pride for me, he said. 6 Manchester City players were nominated for the last Ballon d'Or. Asked about the locker room conversations on the topic, Bernardo Silva admitted that even jokes are made. Of course, we talk. You were 10th, you were 14th, you were 9th. We also laugh and say, you deserved less, you should have finished 30th, he admitted. Bernardo Silva already has a favorite to win the Ballon d'Or, but points out other favorites for the trophy. At the moment, I would say Messi because he won the World Cup. If Manchester City wins the Champions League, you can also choose Erling Haaland. If Real Madrid wins the Champions League, I would say Vinicius Jr., who has had an incredible season. We have to wait until the end of the season to know who wins the Champions League and the leagues. For example, if Haaland wins the Premier League and the Champions League, he can enter the discussion right away. It's an open competition among 3 or 4 players. For example, Mbappe lost the World Cup final, he will be among the best, but he won't win this year. Between Lionel Messi, who won the World Cup, and whoever wins the Champions League, there are 3 or 4 players who can win, he believes. A player who has not been given due recognition, according to Bernardo Silva, is Ilkay Gundogan. The Portuguese midfielder hopes to see his teammate on the list of finalists. A player who I think deserves to be there for 2 or 3 years is Ilkay Gundogan. I hope he will be nominated in the next 2 to 3 years, he said, also speaking about himself. I do too, of course.